Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Karen Smith.
Hi, I'm Regina George. I'm a speech pathologist here at the University of South Florida.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
So what brings you in here today?
Well, I'm here to talk about my son. Apparently there's something going on with like his speech impediment or something. I'm not really quite sure. I think his teacher is just kind of making it up. His name's Brian. He's 6 years old. So he interacts and socializes very, very well amongst his peers. He has a lot of friends. I don't really understand why his teacher is telling me.
So his teacher told you that he thinks that Brian has a learning disability?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't really know why, if he does in fact have like a speech impediment or stuttering or something like that. I don't know why that is considered a learning disability.
Okay, I understand. Okay. So, I'm just going to ask you a few questions related to Brian. If anytime you feel you need to answer any questions or ask me anything, just let me know, okay? Okay. So, you said your concerns about Brian are that his teacher said that he has a learning disability. You don't think he does?
Right.
Okay. What is Brian's native language?
English.
English? Okay, and I assume the English is spoken at home as well?
Yes.
Okay. Who does Brian interact with most often? Well, who would you say?
I would say probably either myself or people from the school.
Okay. Does Brian seem to understand you, like when you give him commands?
I mean, I think average among other children that are 6 years old. I mean, he's going to respond only so much, and then he's going to want to do whatever he wants.
Of course.
Yeah.
How well do you understand Brian, do you think?
I think I can understand him pretty well.
Okay.
I mean, he does, again, he's only 6 years old. I think that, mispronouncing a word or placing whichever word
yes.
is pretty accurate.
It's pretty, yeah,
but
for his age, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Does Brian maintain eye contact when you talk to him?
Not really. He seems to kind of look around, sometimes moves his head.
Okay.
But, yeah.
How do you get Brian's attention? Do you through gestures? Does he, how does that work?
Usually just talking to him. I mean, I don't usually have to, physically,
reach for him? So when you call him, he turns, basically. Okay, perfect. Does Brian express what he needs and wants?
Yes. Sometimes I have to tell him to use his big boy words, as we like to call them.
Okay. Approximately how many words would you say Brian uses? I mean, do you know, could you give me?
I mean, I could only say average.
The average? You would think average for his age, for a 6-year-old? Okay. And do you think Brian understands the words that he uses when he uses them?
I think so. I don't think he tries to use complex words.
Okay. How long would you say an approximate sentence is that Brian uses? Are they just 2-word sentences, or are they pretty lengthy sentences?
It depends on his mood. If he's really emotional or really upset, like a temper tantrum, he usually doesn't use his words, and he usually just kind of clams up.
Okay.
But other than that, when he's playing with his friends or playing imagination or whatever, play dates, he usually is pretty good about it.
Okay, good. Does he follow just simple commands, like put those away, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, again, sometimes he gets emotional and he doesn't want to put it away.
Of course,
or have it taken away, but I think so.
Okay. And what about commands like brush your teeth or get into bed, things, more complex commands? Do you think he understands those?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've given him directions like go brush your teeth.
And he follows them?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he ask questions a lot? Does Brian ask questions?
Not really. He asks questions about things that he sees and doesn't know, especially when he was younger, like animals, for example, he didn't know.
Okay, that makes sense.
As a learning process, I think, but he doesn't ask very many questions anymore.
Okay. Does he use, when he sees things, does he use nouns? If he sees a boy, does he say boy, or does he just say it? Things like that. Is he more specific with the nouns?
He is. He's still kind of general, but he would say boy instead of it.
If you were to see a boy or a girl, would he say boy?
Yes.
For a boy and a girl for a girl, or would he say?
He would say boy, and then he would say girl.
Okay.
For I would think more complex things, he would probably just say it. He knows car, but he doesn't know what kind of car.
Okay, perfect. What about verbs? Things as eat and jump and play. Does he understand verbs like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
Absolutely.
What about pronouns, like he or she? How are his pronouns?
They're pretty good.
Pretty good?
I would say.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I could have some work on it.
Okay. And what about possessive, such as my, like my mom or my dad? Like, does he say things like that?
Sometimes he says I. Or
okay. Like I mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or,
okay.
You know.
Okay.
Me
instead of mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. What about comparatives, such as like fast or slow or big or small? Does he understand things like things like that? Like
I think so.
Like if you say big car, like
yeah.
Does he understand it? It's big and okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he imitate you? Like when you're playing peekaboo or something? How is his imitation? Does he imitate you or?
He does like to imitate.
Okay.
So he'll imitate me. He'll imitate his friends. He'll imitate what he did at school. He'll come home and show me and tell me. Usually more showing than telling, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When you ask him how his day is at school, does he like to narrate how his day went, or is it just basically like good or not good or things like that? Does he tell you stories from school?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
It seems to be only when it's really memorable.
Oh, okay.
If it's something really, really good that happened and he was rewarded for it from like his teacher or something like that, or his friends did something funny to him, or did something funny at recess, or he got in trouble or something like that. But usually it's just kind of a good, bad day.
Okay. And is his speech usually appropriate to the situation, like according to like what you're talking about? Does he answer appropriately or like inappropriately? Usually, yeah.
Usually on course.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay. All right. So this is the end of our session. Are there any questions that you feel that you want to ask, or anything you haven't said yet, or anything you want to express?
I mean, I think that he's on track. But
okay. You just don't understand why the teacher feels that he has a learning disability.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so next week I will see you for our first session. We're probably going to work on his, like you said, his like verbs and possessive and stuff like that. We're going to start there, and then we'll just see how it goes. Okay? So thank you for coming in. It was nice meeting you.
All right, nice meeting you too. Thank you.